your new book. So it's called Making a Scene. So why did you name it that?
Well, it sort of has two meanings. One is about how art is really healing. And for me, that has been acting. And in acting, you make scenes, whether it's in a play or like a movie. And the other is sort of the symbolic idea of what it means when somebody makes a scene. And growing up in the South, it wasn't considered ladylike.
A girl, I know.
Yeah.
I grew up there.
Yeah. But you know, the thing is, if you're an emotional person like I was, yeah, repressed feelings don't go away just because you will them to. They're inevitably going to come out in another way. And you know, I think there was like this big fiasco on Twitter because I said some very negative things about a show that I truly loved being on, but it was within the context of being sexually harassed on that show, being intimidated, being controlled, and me wanting to swallow that and hide that so I didn't stain the reputation of the only Asian American network sitcom.
Do you feel obligated to say something? Do you react ever? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, there was definitely a social media pile-on, which I understood because if you don't know me, it just looks like, oh, she had this huge hit movie and now she thinks she's, you know, outgrown the show, which wasn't.
Yeah, but you led with "You don't know me," which is they don't know you, though.
Yeah, but it's easy to think you know a public figure based on the limited information that you have of them. It's easy to construct that narrative. But you know, I had been a public figure for a while then, so I thought I was pretty strong and pretty capable, but it was actually a few DMs from a former colleague of mine, an Asian actress who, you know, you think should be on your side, that sort of convinced me that my life was worthless. And, you know, I ended up in the hospital because I tried to take my own life, which was really scary. Yeah. But ultimately, it was a good thing because it made me seek help. Yeah. And I wouldn't have been able to talk about it 3 years ago because I was still very like raw and wounded. Yeah. But I think the thing I've learned now is that through a lot of therapy and like looking at what my values truly are, I've developed the tools to handle it. Yeah. And so I want to talk about it so other young women who might be struggling with the same thing know they're not alone and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It takes work, but you can get there.